Mick Jagger once said something that stopped him cold. Not a question about the greatest musicians, not about legacy or records or sold-out tours. Someone simply asked him, after all these years, who are the 5 people you love the most? That question hit differently, because when you've spent a lifetime surrounded by extraordinary people, some already famous, some who became famous, some who only stayed for a season, you start to realize something. The memories that outlast everything else aren't the performances. They're the people standing beside you before you walked out on that stage. Jagger spent most of his life too busy to think about it, chasing the next record, the next tour, the next city. But somewhere along the way, the math shifts. More of your favorite memories are behind you than ahead. And when that happens, you stop thinking about concerts. You start thinking about people. 5 names came to him almost immediately. Charlie Watts was first. No surprise there. For anyone who followed the Rolling Stones, Charlie was the quiet center of everything, barely moving while Jagger tore up the stage around him. What Jagger valued most wasn't the drumming, remarkable as it was. It was the reliability. No drama, no games. If rehearsal started at 2, Charlie was there before 2. After decades together, that kind of trust stops feeling like a virtue. It just becomes the air you breathe. Losing Charlie didn't just mean losing a bandmate. It meant losing someone Jagger had simply expected to see again. Tina Turner was next. And if there was ever someone who could walk onto a stage and make every other person in the room invisible, it was her. But what Jagger remembers most isn't the voice or the energy. It's how easy she was to be around once the show was over. No performance off stage, just Tina. He admired how she carried warmth through everything life threw at her, never letting hardship harden her or success change her. The last time they met, she was exactly the same person he'd always known. David Bowie followed. Jagger describes him as someone you noticed the moment he entered a room, not because he was trying to, but because something about him simply demanded attention. Their friendship was built on curiosity and conversation. Books, films, music, whatever had caught Bowie's imagination that week. The famous collaboration people always bring up? Jagger says he doesn't remember whether they thought it would be a hit. He remembers laughing. 2 friends having a genuinely good time. John Lennon made the list too. The comparisons between the Beatles and the Stones were endless back then. What Jagger actually valued in Lennon was simpler than any rivalry. His honesty. Lennon said what he believed, regardless of whether it was what anyone wanted to hear. In an industry full of people telling you what you want, that kind of directness was rare. When Jagger heard the news about Lennon, he sat there hoping someone had gotten it wrong. They hadn't. And then there's Keith Richards. 60-plus years of stages, arguments, recording sessions, hotel rooms, and late nights finishing songs that sounded better the next morning. People love to focus on the clashes. What they miss is everything else. Underneath all of it was something that never broke: respect. When Jagger looks back now, he doesn't measure the journey by records or awards. He measures it by who was standing beside him while it was all happening. Careers become history. Friendships become part of who you are. If that hit home for you, leave a like and subscribe. There's plenty more where that came from.